Allie was an amazing, amazing woman. She had the million-watt smile. I mean, she would light up a room, and she had this head full of cinnamon curly hair that would just, it was always in motion, and she was always in motion. And she was a teeny little thing, 92 pounds, but just a fireball full of energy, and had more friends than you can even imagine. When we got the call from a friend who Allie had worked with in Boston and saying, did we know where Allie was? It was very chilling, and it was a bad connection, and we lost contact.
A shocking murder at a local rest stop.
A brutal rest stop murder.
A woman murdered in the restroom of a fast food restaurant.
Alexandra Zapp, stabbed to death early this morning.
A 33-year-old woman goes into a well-lit, well-traveled rest stop that should be safe.
This is simply a case of a cold-blooded killer.
The walls are covered with blood. The floor is covered with blood.
A Burger King employee, a man with a history of vicious assaults.
A man known all too well to Massachusetts authorities, Paul Leahy, a convicted rapist.
You wish you could have been there a little bit earlier. Maybe you could have saved her.
She fought as well as she could fight. She did everything she could do to save her own life.
There are three factors in Allie's death. The first was bad architecture. The restaurant was miserably failing in security. The hiring practices. Paul Leahy was not interviewed. There was no background check. And the third, of course, is that Paul Leahy was even free. There were failures in the law, several failures in the law, and several failures in procedure that allowed him to be where he was when he was. So we decided that we would make some effort to find out exactly what we could do to change laws, to change procedures, whatever. We really didn't, we were in the dark, we knew nothing. So that's how the Allie Foundation was founded, just by a confluence of people that she knew here who became our very fast friends, and our intensity to do something to make this change. We'd worked for several years meeting premier people in law enforcement, sexual violence research, medical research, and then the court systems to kind of get a grasp of what was involved, because you have no idea. You think the Justice Department is doing this, or you think, you think law enforcement is doing this, and in many cases their hands are tied. In many cases they are handed laws that really make no sense to them as far as implementing them. So we knew that there was a discontent among almost all of the disciplines involved, so it gave us direction. Frequently, laws are passed with very good intentions, but without the supporting research or evaluation as to their effectiveness. And there's an abundance of excellent research about what works and what does not work with sexual offenders. We need to shift the paradigm to something that says, okay, our laws are based on what we know works. We need to base our laws in evidence-based research and rigid evaluation before we unleash them onto a trusting public. Unfortunately, there is no main library for this information. There's no centralized resource you can go to and say, this is what I need.
The Allie Foundation wants to change this. To create a safe society, we need to change this. Now is the time to work together. Researchers, law enforcement, politicians, and the public will combine forces to effect this change. Let's all advocate for the essential resources to support fact-based research and strategies to end this epidemic of sexual violence and create a much safer society and a much more intelligent society. Let's end it.